Yes,
I
sir.
hope we're live.
I love it every time. It's like I'm telling you, we need some type of way to like intro it consistently so we're not just awkwardly. Are we live? Let me go check.
Yeah, I just checked. We're live. I need to just get into the habit of just checking myself. And of course, I get a phone call right away. So how you been, man?
Dude, what a week, right? Oh my
Amazing.
gosh. It's been
Alex,
crazy.
It's been
What's up,
without
man?
a doubt. What's up, Alex?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. My wife had a cat emergency, but I'm back.
A cat emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we're talking about the week. Like, what a freaking crazy week it's been. We got the merge. We had a crazy red candle that just, oh man, it's just everywhere.
Two of them. Yeah,
two of them. Yeah.
First one was when the CPI reports went off at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Yeah, that was crazy. It was funny for me because I always go on a morning run every morning, and I was on my run, and just about halfway through the run, I was like, oh, "Crap! Today's the CPI report at 8:30," and so I just started running really, really fast, much faster than I usually run. And I was just so winded, and I kind of just flew in here. There was like maybe 3 minutes left. My wife is like, "What's wrong?" And everything, because I just darted to my office and didn't say a word to anyone or anything. And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I made it with 3 minutes to spare." And it turned out to be so important because every second counted. I mean, the second those reports went out, I mean, the candles on BTC and Ethereum just were like, shoo. And at that point in time, Ethereum had a lot more strength than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was just dropping so fast. And I was just like trying to get as many shorts in as I can. And it was just like, it was madness, man. It was just like, it was craziness. And I was not expecting that. So I was actually long on Ethereum. So first I had to close out my Ethereum trades that were long, close those out, and then enter in the shorts on Bitcoin. And it's just the craziness of these markets. It's just so incredibly volatile, and it sure is fun. It sure is fun.
But you did pretty good on those shorts, didn't you?
Yeah. So I shared a few screenshots with Austin and Alex, and yeah, it's been a sick week. Every day it's just been like really good. So I mean, it's like, crypto gives you that ability, right? Where there's always opportunity, whether it's in the shorts or longs, there's always opportunity. And you just got to take emotion out of it and forget the fact that we want crypto to prosper and survive and thrive and do all those great things. And what happened with the merge is that, it's a thing of beauty. There's this one website that tracks what it's done since the merge. I mean, for us, it's really cool and exciting, but for the price action and the macro, it doesn't care. And I mean, it's going to be it's basically deflationary, guys. It wasn't a bunch of ether, but it's already burned more ether than it's created or minted or whatever the right word is. And just think about when things get crazy during the bull run and the NFTs get hot again. Think about how much ether is going to be burned. It's going to be insane. So long term, I mean, I think it's one of the questions I had for you guys, because for me and my long-term bags that I don't touch, that I just add a little to all the time, regardless of price, I am much more dependent on Bitcoin than Ethereum, and it's not even close. And I'm gonna pivot. I'm not gonna sell any of my Bitcoin or swap it to Ethereum, but I am gonna start adding a lot more Ethereum, maybe just only Ethereum versus Bitcoin, because to me now Ethereum seems like the better play long term. What are your thoughts, guys?
Oh man, I think people are gonna hate about what I'm about to say. So,
by the way, let me preface that by saying I fully expect Ethereum to hit 1,000 sooner rather than later. But
yeah, I'm glad you say that. So maybe that'll help my ego with what I'm about to say. So I would say a month ago, I had a lot of Ethereum. I was on the way to getting a Bitcoin, and I cashed out because I was in profit, because kind of like what you just said, Enrique, here's my philosophy with the whole dollar cost average, right? It's good, but if you are aware and you're like constantly monitoring the markets and stuff, and I know like just fundamentally that, and I'm expecting it to fundamentally go down. I mean, does it make sense to just take my profits now, or wait for it to go lower, and then put those profits into cash flowing positions that once it gets to that bottom, or once it gets to that perceived bottom that I can get in cheaper, I can get more. And that money in the meantime is, consistently pumping out a little bit of a yield. So that's what I'm doing. So I don't right now have a long-term position of Ethereum and Bitcoin. I have it just in those my bot trading plays, but that's what I'm doing.
Okay. How about you, Alex?
Well, I think, Austin, what you said makes a lot of sense if you're an active trader and player in the market. If for somebody who's more of like a, set it and forget it, set up like Swan or something where it auto buys like their Bitcoin every paycheck and then like moves it to their long-term storage wallet. And they don't even care. They don't even check the prices. They just set it up, forget it. Like almost like a 401k type, savings plan that's not conscious. You don't have to worry, you don't have to stress. But you and me and Enrique, like we live this stuff day in and day out, right? Like I wake up and first thing I do is I look at the crypto markets. And like the last thing I do before bed is I look at the crypto markets. So I personally think DCAing is a great strategy. However, because I'm so active in the market right now, I'm not doing it because I see short-term volatility still, where when I see a total trend reversal, I have my finger on it so close that I'll be like, oh, okay, now I'm going to just move my stuff over, right? But so I'm not going to miss it when that happens because I'm in this every single day, just like you guys. So I'm doing what Austin's doing. In the meantime, I'm doing more cash flow generating kind of revenue plays where I'm building cash flow and revenue streams with like LP farming, stablecoin farming, different things like that. That's bringing in money while I'm waiting for the market to kind of show overall trend reversal and start heading back up. And when it does that, I am going to take both Bitcoin and Ethereum positions because I think Ethereum has more upside in terms of volatility. I think Bitcoin is just going to keep on going up, 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 up for the next few decades, right? But I think Ethereum's going to go like where Bitcoin's probably going to like 10x the next. Not financial advice. I'm not an expert, right? Maybe I am, but I'm not. Where Bitcoin's probably going to 10x next bull run, Ethereum could 100x. You know what I'm saying? Not financial advice, but so I want to have exposure to both. I think Ethereum is super strong because so much is built on top of it. Think of all the layer twos built on top of it. Think of all the dexes and the swaps and the networks that we all are interacting on. And underneath it all is EVM, right? The Ethereum virtual machine. And that thing is like the base. That's not going anywhere unless they totally botch the proof of stake rollout, which it seems like it went well. So yeah, that's my position. I'm going to keep messing around in DeFi stuff, doing LP farming and whatnot. And then once I see a trend reversal and everything starts heading back up, like for real, then I'm going to start my DCAing process, kind of like I was doing back when I was working in the corporate world, where I had it all automated to set up by X amount of Bitcoin and Ethereum every week, and then just not even think about it. I know, Enrique, you're a monster out here when it comes to day trading, though. So like, you're probably loving this chop. Like
I'm
you're
gonna
like
buy an Enrique bot.
Yeah, seriously,
it's been great. It's been really good. I'm really pleased with the way it's gone, and a lot of the things I do maybe are sometimes a little unorthodox, but it's working. So and it's been working all year. So why change that? To kind of
you in one of your trades the other day, you made more than I make in like a whole month. Like it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was trained a little bigger. I can trade with conviction with some of these, just because I feel very comfortable with where I'm at or what the TA is stating. So that allows, that allows for the trades to be a little bigger as well. But I did want to add that, one thing that I always struggle with is like feeling like I might be missing out of something, right? So for me, it's important to have buckets. And I've been very vocal about this to a lot of people that ask me like how they should do things. And I know we say, not financial advice all the time, but I like to share what I'm doing. And what I like to do is make sure that I have my long-term bags and that they always have something. Ethereum, Bitcoin are basically the two of my long-term bags. And I always going to keep adding to that. I'm never going to touch that. I'm never going to, even if I think that Bitcoin's going to drop 30%, I'm not going to touch it. And I just keep adding to it, adding to that. That way the market does things I'm not expecting. It's okay. My long-term bags are growing and growing and growing. So I have that. So that's like my bucket. Then I have my day trading buckets. And then I have my, like you said, farming buckets with some DeFi projects. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have so many wallets, because I just have these different buckets of crypto and I don't overlap them. I mean, I am going to now, like, with what I made trading the last few months, where is that going to go in as far as like, what I'm not going to like send to my bank account, right? To pay for real life stuff or stuff like outside of crypto. Well, now I need to figure out what the plan is there. So I think I'm still going to kind of wait a lot. I still think like there's more downturn, but I am kind of curious as to like, what's going to happen with some of these other alts like Matic. Everyone's building on Matic, on Polygon. Everyone's building on Polygon. Yep. Most of the people that are finding jobs are Polygon related. So that's where all the jobs are going. That's where
Polygon's
people are getting
exciting,
hired.
Man.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to have exposure to that, right? So I'm just really curious to see how that's all going to pan out. So now I'm thinking, well, should I add, Matic to my long-term bag? Do I need some BNB in my long-term bag? Because BNB has shown that it's going to be very, very strong. I feel like I have decent exposure to BNB through MDB, but that's it. I mean, that's not enough. So yeah, so there's a lot of like questions like that I'm starting to ask myself as we get closer to what we think might be the bottom. Which, again, no one knows what the bottom is. I'm expecting more downside. The macro is still rough and it keeps getting rougher. And I think we're all kind of scared about what's going to happen next week with Mr. Powell. Is he going to do 75 or 100 basis points? The central bank in Argentina, they just came out with 550 basis points. Let that just sit in for a second.
Oh, geez.
I mean, so it's like the macro is just awful. Like we haven't really heard that much about South America, right? It's been all, China, the real estate bubble's finally going to hit there. They're still trying to get over COVID. You have what's happening, with the energy crisis and inflation crisis in Europe. That's kind of grabbed the headlines, but now South America is starting to come into the headlines. So it's just, this macro sucks, guys. So, either stay in stables or short when you can is my 2 cents, but whatever. I mean, there's beauties out there though.
And don't create a strategy right now. Like don't test out a speculative strategy right now, right? Like when it's a bull market and it's easy to make money and you can just throw money at stuff, I find that you can kind of see what's a winner and what's a loser, and you have that risk capability right now. But and the reason I'm saying this, right, is because I've seen Andreas. I don't know. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I don't know if it's Andre or Andreas.
But I seen Andreas. Yeah.
Andreas. Okay, cool. Andreas in the chat, they were asking for my link for the trading bots, right? And I see a lot of people in trading bots that's never understood trading bots before, that's never used them or anything like that. They're looking for this easy way to make passive income and quick way to make passive income, and they can be very lucrative, but people will put their entire life savings into it, I'm seeing, or maybe a couple $100 either or. I actually made a tweet about this today, where they'll go to the safe route or the extreme risky route. They never find that balance. And if you don't understand that balance, right, of understanding and risk mitigating, you're going to get wrecked either way. And people are putting their life savings into like this one strategy. And then something like this week happens, where this week was a down week. I'll say, so Enrique had a great week. I had the opposite of that because I use trading bots, but that's okay, because this is a long-term macro type of investment where you shouldn't even base how effective the strategy should be within like you should give it at least like 90 days, right, to see a true representation of the win-loss rate, how much profitability. So when you're thinking of these strategies, as soon as you lose money, if you're an emotional investor, you're going to say this is a scam. This doesn't work. This is not whatever. You're going to take your losses. You're going to put it into the next strategy, and then you're going to lose money again, and you're going to go in this perpetual cycle until you're just out of money, and then you're going to be gambling to try to get it back. So, yeah, that's my little rant for that.
Dude, I totally relate to that, because I know better. Like I've told you guys this like every week. I know better, but I still go way past like a reasonable risk strategy is. And I define a risk strategy, and then I FOMO way beyond it. And because I just keep seeing like, oh man, these gains. The next thing you know, I got my whole bag in there. The next thing you know, I blow up a whole nother account. But the thing is, I've gotten to the point where I know to blame myself for these terrible decisions and for not sticking with my plans and being over emotional. So where I'm saying a lot of these people look to blame other people, I blame myself because I know what I'm doing and I know better, right? And that's why I like hanging out with people like Austin and Enrique, who are very level-headed and methodical about this stuff, where I can kind of use them to check myself when I'm getting too moon boyish about any particular position. I could be like, wait, check myself, diversify, limit my risk exposure. Baskets is a great idea, Enrique, and think it's I need to really get back to it because I used to do something similar, but then like I went all in on some stuff and then my stuff all mixed together, and now I'm just like all over the place. I really need to like separate long-term positions, stable bag, and then like my active trade bag, and
it'll make you a better
over.
trader. It'll make you a better trader because what I noticed happen a couple years ago was that if I was 50-50 on whether or not I should take a long, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to miss out. So I guess I'll take this long. I mean, it's kind of 50-50, but I want to take it. But when you already have a long-term bag on those 50-50 ones, you're like, if I miss out on this little run, that's fine. I have my long-term bag and I'm not missing out. So for me, emotionally and mentally, it just helped me because I wasn't as disciplined then. And it just helped me become more disciplined, but it forced me to be more disciplined because I had this like out, right? So, all right. So I wanted to answer some of the questions that the guys had. The first one's definitely going to go for Mr. Alex because you just did a video on it that I haven't watched yet, but I plan to watch this weekend on Woofer Finance. What is that about? Yeah.
So I actually just did an AMA about pre-send with Drew Woofer. Are you guys familiar with pre-send?
Never heard of it.
Austin, are you?
Sir, just tune in for Monday and you'll find out.
Oh, so you guys do all the talking here then. I'll learn and listen.
So pre-send is coming out very soon. They're doing like a private like institutional sale round and then like a special round for I think the Woofer Finance folks before they go to like the public sale. Now Drew is confident they're going to sell out just between the like institutional and the Woofer people before it even gets to the public round. So hopefully people watching are able to get that. But I know the Woofer Finance folks are really excited for that. And they kind of, because their project is like an initial investor in pre-send early on, they have like they're going to be able to get like first mint basically on these pre-send NFTs. And what those pre-send NFTs do is give you exposure to pre-send, which is like a wallet add-on. It basically is like built-in MetaMask snaps that will be another Google Chrome extension you can download, and it'll just work in the background with your MetaMask. And it charges like 2 cents a transaction plus 0.1%. And there's like a minimum transaction amount. So that way it makes sense for it to even do it. If you're only sending like $2, it's not going to do it. But if you're sending like 50 or $100 or like $10,000, 2 cents plus 0.1% to make sure that doesn't go into nowhere land where you can't retrieve it. Makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. I actually have a lot of friends out here that message me saying, hey, Alex, or hey, YaBonks, can you help me get back this $1,200 I just sent to the wrong address or to an address that's on a chain that is the wrong chain? And I'm like, sorry, dude, it's gone, right? Like it's gone. You can't get it back. And those people, I think, would have spent that like 2 cents or whatever to not have that happen. And it's just like an extra check. It's like guardrails basically to protect you out here from like accidentally sending it to the wrong address that doesn't exist, sending it to the wrong chain that's not compatible with your current chain, and just like checks all that stuff. And then they're building out a whole bunch of other stuff on top of it. They got like a partnership with Chainlink that's like a legit partnership, not just like one of those things where they say, we got a partnership with Chainlink because they're using like Chainlink's APIs in some way. They're actually talking with like Chainlink business development people and have like a partnership.
Because I was really thinking, cool. Alex, if they
it's patented, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. So that was okay. There you go. You took the words out of my mouth. Okay. Because
okay,
I was thinking,
read
if
your
it's
mind.
not patented, well, no, if it's not patented, then it's just going to get copied and pasted. So okay. So A, it's patented, and B, I guess if they were to take this to the actual all the big L1s and get them to either pre-integrated into their systems or whatever, embedded it somewhere, then this thing would be huge, right?
Huge,
or am I missing something? Okay,
so
that's
the cool thing. Okay. This is like this isn't something you can fork, right? This isn't like a Solidity project on Ethereum or whatever that somebody can just fork it. This is actually built in. Like this is a software application written for the browsers, for the wallets. And they're working on integrations with like mobile wallets, Trust Wallet, all the different like kind of wallets out there. Their first minimally viable product that's coming out is going to be with MetaMask on the PC. But Drew said it's also going to work on mobile as well. So it'll be sweet, dude. I mean, it's patented. They got a provisional patent right now. And as soon as that minimally viable product is operational, then it files for the like international utility patent, but they've got it locked down with the provisional patent. And it's like a broad patent too, not just on like the specific algorithms and stuff. It's a broad on like the use cases. So nobody's going to be able to try to copy this use case. Otherwise they can sue the pants off of them. And then what happens is with like, I think, forget what percentage of the revenue that comes in gets NFT holders. And there are only like a certain amount of them. I forget the exact number, maybe like 7,000 NFTs. I forget, but they're like $250 a pop, 7,500. They start out at 250 a pop. And then they'll be getting that profit from the pre-send technology life. If they get bought out or that patent, you know, if a company like MetaMask or someone else buys out that pre-send company for like the patent and stuff, Drew and Larry said they're gonna like pay out the NFT holders really well in some way, and like if that happens, but that's a very realistic probability. If patent is that broad, like you got patent troll companies going to try to buy that out and just throw like a few, like tens of millions of dollars at it and just try to get the patent and just do it themselves. Anyway, it's super cool idea, and not like a degen DeFi project like I'm used to reviewing. This is like a software, like not a DeFi software, but like a built into like the browser and the wallets, more like kind of the stuff I went to school learning how to do. And like now this whole like Solidity and like Pact and all these like cool Web3 languages are out here. Like that's a cool thing on its own, but this is like more traditional style software. You can't fork it. You can't just copy it. If you try to even copy how it works, you get sued. Like this is like what I grew up with software, like as a software
No, that's
engineer.
really cool. That's really cool. It sounds pretty legit. And Austin, I guess you're going to be doing a video on them soon.
Yeah. So I'm sure people are kind of aware now at this point that I'm kind of doing a little rebrand with my channel. So it's not going to be like specifically like, hey, this is pre-send, but it's in the video this coming Monday, but it's going to be a really, really good video. But yeah, I think as far as what pre-send's doing, it's
hold
really
on,
exciting.
Austin, is this a recorded video or like live? Like, it sounds like
it's going to be a recorded
live
video.
Oh, it's going to be recorded. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Just like edited type of video.
Got it.
And what's cool is if you're a Woofer finance holder, right, you instantly, even if you just don't want to invest in pre-send, right, say you just, I don't have the money, whatever, you still get an instant 10% net income from pre-send by just being a Woofer finance holder. So I have 3 NFTs myself. So all 3 of those NFTs are now going to get what they've already are going to get from the node validators. And now they get just a 10% raise, right? So look at it like that, like kind of like how we have dividend stocks, right? And you if they increase their dividend and you've done nothing, you kind of got like a little raise, kind of like how you would from work. Now you just got an instant 10% raise. So that's really, really freaking cool. And then where you are also a Woofer finance holder, you get a $200 instead of a $250 per NFT. So yeah, I'm gonna be stacking up these pre-send NFTs, man.
Okay, that's very cool.
If you look on Woofer Finance's website and you click the treasury page where you get to see all the validator like nodes and all the nodes that the Woofer Finance NFTs have exposure to and get like profit sharing from, there's also the pre-send 10% is listed there as well. So it's like you like your Flux nodes, your DAG node, this node, and then it's like 10% pre-send NFT profits shown on there as well. So that's kind of cool. I don't have any Woofer Finance NFTs. I missed the boat on that one.
All right. Well,
what about you, Enrique? Do you have any of those?
No. So I'm not an NFT guy. I have 2 NFTs I got for this play to earn game that I'm down significantly on. I paid $500 for each, and they're each worth about $150. So I'm down about 70%. So I'm just going to hold those super long term and see what happens to them. And then I have my 2 NFTs for MDB. So those are the only NFTs I've only ever bought. And I don't feel comfortable with NFTs. I just feel like I'm the guy that's probably going to lose money on them. except for MDB, it's fine. But yeah, no, I'm not an NFT guy. I can't really talk that much about it. But I do think that NFTs are gonna, when they come back, they're going to be huge for Ether. You're going to burn so much Ether because of the NFT use, and it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait for all that to happen. And it makes me so much more bullish on Ethereum. Now that I really understand not just what the merge accomplished, but what's coming down the roadmap in the next 2 to 3 years with Ethereum. Oh my gosh, it's pretty amazing stuff. So I've become pretty bullish on Ethereum long term, but still right now I'm going to keep shorting it. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how much it bounces here at the 1420 mark. I think this weekend's going to be interesting, guys. Very, very interesting.
1420. Did you? Of course, it's the 420 number.
Of course, and that's
the psychological support.
Yeah, I said it on my videos for like the last month or so. I was like, of course it's going to be 1420. It was both times. So, and it looks like it didn't hold this time. But we'll see what happens. I think this weekend will be pretty interesting. It wouldn't shock me this weekend. You see alts run a little bit, just a little bit, or at least hold as we get closer to the FOMC meeting. And then when the markets open again, because keep in mind, CME futures is about to close or just closed. I forget. The traditional markets close. So this weekend is going to be a lot more liquid, a lot more craziness happens. So don't be surprised if you see some alts run a little bit. So I'm actually going to go long. I went long right before the show. I waited for the traditional markets to close. I went long on EOS. All right, guys. So I didn't do a daily market video today because of our podcast. I did take a long on EOS just for the weekend. EOS is doing a hard fork to Antelope. There's a lot of buzz around that. I think if you look at EOS, it's one of the few tokens that actually is green for the day, and it's because of that. So I think EOS will run a little bit this weekend. So I'm going to do a very short term kind of very, very swingy 2 to 3 day trade. But I do want to close it right before the traditional markets open. Actually, I want to close it before the futures open. So I'm probably going to close my long probably sometime Sunday night around 5 p.m. my time. So that's kind of like what I'm doing with crypto this weekend as far as swing trading. I've been trying to be more open about what I'm doing. And that's going to be my only long right now. And I might not go short on anything this weekend because I do expect maybe a little bit of a bouncy bounce, a little bit, little dead cat bounce, or more like a kitten bounce, because it's going to be a very little bounce, little meow kitten bounce. And then we'll see what happens. But to answer some of the other questions,
looks like it's right at the bottom of that trend line and might have a little pop there.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit under that trend line that I drew. I can show, and that is a bit concerning. But considering the macro and everything that happened this weekend, as you can see here from my screen, it's definitely a little bit under that trend line that I drew a few days ago or a few weeks ago. Here, that makes it a little bigger. You see, so we would prefer to see it. So it'll be very interesting to see over it once it hits. I feel pretty confident it's going to hit that trend line, and then we'll see what happens. If it bounces hard off it, then yeah, maybe Austin's camera as usual went dark because it gets
Austin,
hot.
we are gonna do a fundraiser to get you a new camera.
Yeah, well, his bots are gonna pay for it. His bots are gonna pay for it.
That's true. Austin's killing it.
Yeah, so that's when I'm watching EOS this weekend pretty closely. But other than that, I'm pretty chill. As far as some of the other questions, let's see. Okay, so this is a really good question. How do you guys feel about FTM and Spooky Swap? Which is ticker symbol BOO. There's a lot to talk about that. I mean, I could do a whole video on it, but I guess we'll start with you, Austin. What are your thoughts on FTM, midterm, long-term price action, technically?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm really ignorant to the entire Phantom ecosystem. I've heard nothing, and this is like, when it comes to Phantom in the crypto world, I've heard nothing but bullish things about Phantom and like the future of what Phantom could be. But I don't know, man. The price just, every time I hear about the Phantom price, I feel like it's lower. But I do like Spooky Swap as an actual DEX. Like, I mean, it's great. It has everything there. It's really quick. I've never had problems with it. I've only invested in a few different projects on Phantom, so that's the only time I have. I do really like what's it called on Phantom? The
Magic.
No, Beethoven.
Oh, Beethoven. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Beethoven. Yeah. I tell people this all the time. I actually put them in a video forever ago. I did. It's like they took M1 Finance and put it into the DeFi world. It's like they took the professional side of like a brokerage looking account, but let that degen kind of art and stuff, in there. And they have all these cool little like baskets you can make with different yields and stuff, and you earn beats. So that stuff's really cool. But yeah, I couldn't tell you a lot on my thoughts of Phantom, what my thoughts on Boo are. I don't think it's going to die. I mean, I think there's a place for Phantom. I see a lot of things building on Phantom, but I can't speak from the tech side of things.
Okay. And real quick, we didn't answer the second part of Andrea's question. He's like, what do you guys think about True Seeker? I'm just gonna be very honest. I would stay away from that project. That's my 2 cents. I'm not speaking for Austin or for YaBonks, but I would stay away from that project. Just being honest, and just trying to warn where I think warning should take place. But yeah, so back to FTM and Spooky. Alex, what are your thoughts about it?
Well, let's see. Phantom, I think the network itself is great. I think the technology is good. I think it's fast. It's super cheap. So you could do a lot of really cool stuff on there, like especially in terms of like GameFi stuff, like actual GameFi. The transactions are like a fraction of a penny, dude. I mean, it's crazy cheap, super fast. So like, I think it's great. It's EVM compatible and all that. So it's like super easy to like bridge funds over there and like move things around. And it like, in terms of like porting dApps over to it and your other smart contracts, it's easy because it's all Solidity code. So I think Phantom's great. I know a lot of Phantom like got really popular because of Tomb Finance back when what's his name had billions of dollars flowing into it. So
Harry, I think
Harry, yeah. And when that kind of lost popularity and we went into this like bear market, like a lot of the money like flowed out, obviously. So a lot of people are of the opinion, Phantom's dead or this or that. I think Phantom's just in the beginning, just like these other things. I don't think they're going to stop building. And I think a lot of developers that I talk with love building on it because of how cheap it is, how easy it is, fast it is. And like Magic Finance you were talking about, Enrique, I think they're super cool. I'm good friends with Owen, and Owen's like one of the masterminds behind Magic. And like they're super creative and coming up with all these like games and stuff that are like legit games that you can like you're used to playing in like your browser, but they work with the blockchain like fast, cheap, and make it actually realistic to have a real GameFi experience. And also Spooky Swap. I think Spooky Swap's just fine. I know there are a lot of other swaps and dexes building right now to try to compete with them, but I think they're still going to be the main one. I know Magic's actually just released their own dex that's like being built out. What is it?
I was about to say that.
Magic Swap.dog or something like that. And it's looks more like a pancake swap style dex that they're going to be launching. So like I think it's Magic as a network's maturing. I think it's at a low point in terms of price for Phantom. You can get Phantom for dirt cheap,
25 cents, I think. Yeah,
and it's high. I forget. Do you remember what its high was?
310 or something like that. I remember it was over 3 because I got slaughtered on Twitter pretty bad when I said I was going to start shorting it back then. And I got slaughtered again when I said it at $2, and I said it again at $1, and I just kept getting slaughtered over and over again over that. So that's why I remember it was over $3.
Yeah.
Look,
so a lot of upside, I think.
I mean, it has a lot of upside. To answer his question very specifically as far as the price action, I don't know what's going to happen with Phantom exactly, as far as, how many projects are still going to go there, build there, and do all that stuff. My concern with Phantom is that if you just listen to the market and listen to a lot of what you see from a lot of the big names and a lot of people are really in the know of who's building where, it doesn't have that same buzz and that same excitement that some of the other ones have, like Cosmos. We talked about Polygon. So I do worry about Phantom and ABAX and Avalanche. I do worry about them being able to do the things that they did as far as popularity and people actually building there. If you look at DeFi Llama and you look at what's happening as far as where they're building where, Phantom actually doesn't look bad. It doesn't look that bad, but that excitement as a, top, coming up kind of player, I don't know. There's just going to be a lot more competition. And, will we ever see another $3 Phantom? Probably. But you got to ask yourself, where will my money do more for me? Will it be with them? Will it be with Near? Will it be with Aurora? Will it be with, all these other ones that Phantom didn't have to compete with as much? So I don't know. I worry about Phantom, but everyone that I've talked to that's far technical, like in Alex, they're huge fans of the technology. They say the technology is top notch. It's actually better than some of the other ones. So that will be that's kind of like the way I see it for Phantom. But it's super cheap and super fast. Can't complain about that.
Yeah, and again, adoption is a weird thing, right? Like market sentiment, popularity. So that stuff is hard to gauge, really. But if they get some really big dApps going on there and applications, it could really take off again. I mean, we just need another Toon Finance, am I right?
Oh God.
I love it.
Okay, so Eric said he has 2 Woofers and 2 Hydro. 3-year plan for me. Is that a lot? Is that expensive? Like, what does that mean?
Oh man, it depends on when he got into Hydra Wells. I don't know what the current floor price of Woofers are, but dude, Hydra Wells, I think it was like 2 or 3 ETH. Am I not mistaken? It was expensive last time I seen. I might be getting it confused. I know it has appreciated a lot since I last looked though. So you're sitting pretty good on some paper gains, but obviously you have to sell them. That's the biggest issue with these NFTs, right? Andreas asked that earlier, like, what do you guys think of like these company NFTs? And one of the biggest issues is liquidity, just because you can't just sell it like a token. And I think that's where is the main outlier, that if you want to get into these NFT projects, Eric has the right mindset, that you need to make sure and understand and mentally prepare that this is a very long-term play. Both if you're trying to get out of it, it's probably going to take a while to sell on the open market. And then if you want to just reap the revenue, it's going to take a while for those distributions to add up. Right. So it's just the company has to be a viable company that you think is going to be around for a while. What's up, Nat? And you just got to make sure that it's right for you, because a lot of people, if they don't truly understand what NFTs are, you're just going to be like loving the paper gains of looking at that floor price. But if you can't sell it, right, you can't realize the money. And in these NFT business things, like, I think over time, the intrinsic value as more money that those make passively for people through the distributions, it's going to inherently become more valuable through the floor price. But it's not really a trading type of a play. It's a long-term revenue share model.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about that with those MDB NFTs of, like, I think a couple of us were asking, well, do you know of anyone that sold them? I don't know of anyone that sold one or tried to sell one.
Mr. Pringles.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't respond to that. I just put it on there. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh,
hey, Ron, you crack me up, dude.
Yeah. So speaking of NFTs, so
oh my god.
So Eric said he's inclined to keep reoccurring distribution if I agree with how they're being run. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, how many NFTs do you guys own?
Well, I actually won one of the pre-send NFTs from Cardinal House. Austin, when you did your AMA with Cardinal House and Drew, and I think Larry was there. Yeah, Larry was there. So you did like a pre-send AMA jointly with Cardinal House. I actually think you joined in. You're teaming up with Cardinal House, like, right?
Yeah. I'm an official core team member of Cardinal House. Yeah.
Super cool. So you guys did an AMA the other day before my AMA, and I was listening in, and I was asking questions and saying some stuff in the comments, and they picked a random comment from somebody who was in the AMA, and it was me, and I want a pre-send NFT. So I'm freaking pumped. And Drew also gave me a pre-send NFT to give to my community, to my audience. So probably in the next couple weeks, when all the hubbub and the buzz is coming up around pre-send and everybody's trying to get them, I'm probably going to do a giveaway again on this show. So I will set up the giveaway probably a week before, and then everybody will enter in for 7 days. And then on the show, probably in like 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I will do a giveaway, and we can pick the winners together for this pre-send NFT that I'm going to be gifting to one lucky winner. So that's that. I also have the MDB NFTs to answer your question. I have one of those, and then I think that's it. MDB, and now I have a pre-sent NFT. So
Okay. And Austin, you have a
Yeah.
few MDBs, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, so I got, and this isn't from my personal collection, it's Operation Givebacks. So there we got 5 MDB NFTs. I personally have Woofer, Hydra Wells, Ace Miners. I got one of those, and I feel like I'm missing one. I'm trying to look through my portfolio right now. I got
I might grab
a
one of
lot
those
of
Ace Miners
junk
too.
ones.
I
Yeah,
just
think
did an
that's it.
AMA with them.
And then obviously I'm going to pick up, bro. I'm going to probably pick up 10, 20 of those pre-sent NFTs. I'm going to be honest, because I'm already getting that discount, so I'm probably going to do that.
Dude, I listened to your Ace Miners NFT AMA the other day before I did my AMA with them, and that sounds super cool. I might grab one of those while they're still available, because I missed out on the Hydro Whales with you, and I didn't get one after market yet. I'm probably gonna, like, I've been waiting to see a dip on those NFTs, but they haven't really gone down in value. But I do want to snag a Hydro Whales still. Yeah, dude.
But the problem with Ace Miners, right, is it's really cool to have something like Litecoin that is cheap and you can earn it, but it's like no one's talking about Litecoin, right? Like you can talk about the technology, you can talk about whatever, but at the end of the day, part of crypto is just hype, people using it, excited around it, and no one's excited about Litecoin. You know, it's just, it's there. And it's like, it is what it is, you know, but one cool thing with Ace Miners, though, it's you're not just relying on their Bitcoin, or not their Bitcoin mining, their Litecoin mining through all the things that they do, but they host mining services. So if you, Enrique, you, Alex, if you all wanted to literally create your own mining project, right, where you wanted to do whatever, you provide them the capital, and then obviously they tack on a fee, of course, and they host those miners there locally for them. So you don't have to deal with the real estate, the maintenance, anything like that. So that's a really cool one. And then obviously they sell miners to people. So they got a couple different, you know, business models, but yeah, just no one's
And
really
it's all
excited
hydro
about
powered
Litecoin.
too. They got like their little
Yeah.
pod set up, powered by like a hydro plant. And then you could just like buy an ASIC miner from their ASIC distributor and just be like, hey, will you host it for me? And they'll just plop it in their little pod, and that's it. So that's super cool. But I can't afford an ASIC miner right now. But I might grab one of those NFTs just to get some exposure. And then I also want to set up like a Litecoin wallet specifically just for that, because if I have something automated that just kind of just slowly accumulates Litecoin in a wallet somewhere that I'm not tempted to day trade with and do stuff with, then it would be nice to have that, set it and forget it. And then the next bull run comes around and I check this bag and it's like 5x or something. That would be super cool. And it would be helpful for somebody like me. Yeah.
That's another kind of like, I'm not going to say downside. We're just talking about the average investor. And if you tell the average investor they have to like do something else than they're normal to, it's like, I don't want to do it. But that's another thing with Ace Miner that I think is deterring a lot of people is you got to create your own Litecoin wallet. You can't use MetaMask. Kind of like how like Cadena hashing, you got to get your own Cadena wallet. Same thing with Litecoin. You got to get your own Litecoin wallet. It takes like 5 seconds, but you know, it's just added
They're
task
actually
that people aren't used to.
Since I talked to him a few days ago, and I'm editing the video still, like it'll be out in the next few days, but they said they're working with their developers to allow people to put in one of their like EVM compatible, like a BEP20 address or something like that. And then they would have an option to like auto sell whatever claimable Litecoin you had and basically allow you to take it in like wrapped BTC on Binance Smart Chain or something like that. So they're coming up with like an alternative payment system for claiming because of exactly what you said. A lot of people aren't going to go set up a Litecoin wallet and figure that out and then plug it in to their dApp. So they're coming up with right now an alternative method with their developers. So you can either take it in Litecoin to a Litecoin address, or you could take it in like EVM compatible wallet if that's what you prefer. So I think
I knew none of this.
Yeah, if that was your recommendation, no Austin, they listen and they're working on it.
So it's just so funny because Litecoin's actually going to be on my radar quite a bit. You're going to hear me talking about Litecoin in October quite a bit because even though I know nothing of what you guys talked about, I can't tell you the first thing about Litecoin. I'm not even sure if you spell it L-I-T-E or L-I-G-H-T.
Just do the ticker. You're good.
Just the ticker. Okay.
LTC.
But let me tell you why they're on my radar. Give me a little trading alpha, but just don't do it yet. It's way too soon. They have their big conference October 21st and 22nd coming up. And we saw it with Near, right? We talked about how with the NearCon made that price go up like almost 2x in the last, what was it, like a couple of weeks despite the bear market. So keep an eye on Litecoin a couple of weeks before that conference. What happens is that it happens every time. Whenever there's a big conference, people get excited. They expect some kind of big announcement at the conference. I have this, like, it's just a theory, guys. I have no proof. I feel that the big whales, they buy more leading up to the conference to get people a little bit more jazzed up about the conference, make sure that, you know, all that kind of thing. So I think, so just keep an eye on Litecoin. It's going to be on my radar. Like maybe second week of October, I'm going to start buying some, and it's going to be a swing trade. And the day before the conference, I'm going to sell it all. So yeah,
I heard it here first, folks. So, Enrique is dumping on you.
I will dump.
You
dump
are
with me.
Enrique's exit liquidity.
No, I'm telling you when I'm dumping, so you can dump before me. I am dumping tonight before the conference.
Very transparent, yeah. And for the record, it is one of the first cryptocurrencies. It is, I think, one of the first Bitcoin forks. It was created in 2011. So like right around when Bitcoin was created, Litecoin came very soon after, and it's like it's a faster, cheaper like version of it with a few other things changed. So a lot of people think, like, this is the terminology they use, like Bitcoin is gold where Litecoin is silver. If you're thinking in like analogies of precious metals, Bitcoin is to gold as Litecoin would be to silver.
Wasn't BCH supposed to be that?
I don't know, dude.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin Cash. Oh yeah,
Bitcoin Cash. Yeah,
guys.
I don't know.
All right.
So anyway, Litecoin's fast, so it's fast and cheap, and it's on its own network and everything like Bitcoin. And you can mine it and everything like that still.
I have a topic that we need to go over before we end this. We need to make sure we're stable fund. All right. Everybody and their mom has probably heard about it at this point. I've seen so many videos on it. Enrique, I invited you to the group and you still haven't joined us. So that kind of hurt my feelings. But
what group?
The secret content creators group.
So I have a little content creators group, right? And everybody's been talking about, their different opinions on it. And I'm kind of curious to hear what the audience, along with you all, think, because it's been running for 5 months now, going on 6 months. So Enrique, so you don't know, I'll bring you up to speed. You get 1.5% a day. Okay. 1.5% a day. These returns supposedly come from, and I'm saying supposedly and allegedly because we just there's no proof, right? That's objectively. It's supposed to come from a trading bot, an AI trading bot, or I think it's a group of bots. So different bots, and it feeds you returns based on those bots. Now, being somebody that has trading bots myself, it's like I'm conflicted because one, okay, if we're just trying to be as objective as possible, we don't have any proof. We've seen it's like you're on this fence, because if you have the secret thing that is going to make people money, right? You are wanting to hide it, but at the same sense, I don't see what there's any harm in like posting trades or like trade logs or whatever, some type of proof to show, your people that you're actually going to do it, right? Or that you're using that to feed the returns. But on the other side, I have made from my trading bots, I even shared my screen multiple times with you all. I've made 8, 10, 12% in a day from my trading bot. And I've also lost 2, 3, 5%. I've never hit double digits yet, losing on my trading bot. But in that theory, I would only have to hit 5 days out of the month of 10% in order to feed 1.5% daily. If we took that percentage of gain and spread it amongst a month to make it 1.5% a day, I would only have to hit 5 really, really good days out of the entire month. So it's like, what do you all think? Like, I seen Dow King, he posted a video literally like an hour ago. It says stable, or is it it said Ponzi, or is it real, or whatever? What do you all think? Like, what's your opinions on this?
Well, I mean, if you said the revenue's coming from the bots, I mean, we've heard that before, and it seems to always, not always, but so far when we hear that, it's worked. I mean, I don't know. I'm finding out more and more about how Horde works, and apparently, like, there's more than the bots than there is. It's a little bit about the tax and like how they are able to make money off the buys and sells, and
Yeah, they do
and
arbitrage.
right. So, but that seems to work out. That seems to be working out beautifully. I don't know if you guys have kept up with their treasury. I haven't. I'm going to guess it. I'm guessing it's over 2 million now.
Oh, it's
I think it
yeah.
is. Yeah.
They're thriving, bro.
They're thriving. You see, I mean. So I mean, it might be legit. I mean,
You guys convinced me to buy one of those plots, by the way.
Not me, not me. I haven't bought any. But
well, speaking of Horde, right?
Yeah,
I seen this YouTuber, and I'm assuming he makes a lot of money, or else he just put his entire savings into it. Either one. He put 20 or 30 grand into stable fund. Okay. And he's making, or whatever the math works out to, where he's making $1,000 a day. And now what he's doing, 1,000 BUSD, not whatever, not some bullcrap token, BUSD, because on stable fund it's Matic, BUSD, and BNB. He's making 1,000 a day based on whatever the math is, and then he's taking that 1,000 and buying plots in Horde. So stable fund. Until he maxes out Horde, right? Because in Horde you can only have 98 plots, which is $1,000 a plot. So he's taking the 1,000, and he only has like 30 days left. So he's using stable fund to like feed Horde, and he's like maxing out these crazy lucrative positions. So it's like, bro, we're at the age right now where it's like, it's making people money, but it's like, what the heck is going on, man?
It's like, get out with your profits.
And you asked how long it's
like,
been. It's 5 months. It's been going on for 5 months, going on 6 months now.
It's a long time.
And the balance is consistently increasing. It's not like these, like I don't know, man.
When did you get into Horde? When did you get into Horde, man?
Episode 1. How long have we done?
7 weeks.
So 7 weeks. I'm using this podcast not only to have fun with you all, but actually to measure my Horde journey. So I've been in Horde now for 7 weeks.
Dude, that's amazing. Because we thought back then, I didn't get in back then with you because I thought, I just think it's too late. It's too late. Now here we are 7 weeks later, and you're happy as can be. And I know you went in kind of hard too. You didn't mess around.
Austin, you got like $5,000 worth, didn't you? You threw in like 5 plots, right?
I put $5,000 in. I've seen it working really well. I mean, they kept working, they kept progressing, adding stuff. So I put in another $5,000. So now I'm all in $10,000, and I've already made back, I think, like $3,000 worth. However, 7 weeks, I'm making $100 a day, 700 a week.
Oh my God.
700 times 7. So 4,900. Yeah. So I'm roughly, because you got to factor in taxes. So let's just call it an even 400, right around there, back on my investment.
What is Stable 1?
I
don't know what Stable 1 is. I've seen Cam say Stable 1 slow rugged. I don't know what Stable 1 is. Maybe he's alluding that's like a project they maybe have had.
Oh.
Cam, dude, what is up?
Yeah, what's up, Cam?
This rabbit hole gets deeper, guys. Okay, so the owner of Stable Fund, lives right down the street. Either right down the street or an hour, I forgot, from a YouTuber that is within my group that everybody probably knows. I don't want to, that's his business. I don't want to out it. He lives right down the road. Okay.
No, Austin, out him.
No. And he said, but he shares the same, conspiracy that we do. He's like, it's like too good to be true. I don't know. He said, but I found out he lives right down the road from me. We're going to actually, he's agreed to meet up in person with me, and I'm going to go over like what the heck's going on. So I don't know. We'll see. I truly don't. Oh, and he is going to Dubai in October to this big conference that people are going to. And this bot, because everybody has the question, right? I want to see the returns from the bot. I want to see this bot. He's going to actually have people that go there. They can record on their phone. They can do whatever. He's going to record and show the stable fund community, supposedly. And he's going to show people real time the bot executing trades, working, stuff like that. So we'll see.
We'll see. So, Austin, I just want to state 2 things. First of all, I love your new setup, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you like it?
Cool. I find myself staring at the ticker symbols. I'm like, oh, and I like it that you threw in some some of the traditional market ones too. I see IBM, I see a few of the others.
This is so fun fact. This is my like a snapshot of a good part of my portfolio. I just can't add everything to it. So everything you see here is what I'm like actually personally invested into.
Okay.
Stocks or
Okay.
crypto.
That's very cool, man. That is really, really cool. The second thing I wanted to say, and it does captivate me a little bit. I'm always afraid that big old shark's about to eat your head. And it's just very, just very scary.
Everybody loves the shark wallpaper, man. I always get comments on it.
I don't know. It just gives me a little bit of anxiety. It just feels like you're about to die. So anyway, I did want to bring up another thing as a topic real quick. And I want to hear what you guys had to say. Again, I'm not technical. I'm not a dev. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. But going into the merge, there was a lot of talk about ETC. There was a lot of talk about Ravencoin. There was a lot of talk. Litecoin was in the conversation because it's also proof of work, right? So there's all this talk that these three projects, and there was one other one I just can't remember. Ergo. They kind of outperformed the market because of the fact that they were supposed to get. Because of the proof of work, miners are going to go there, hash rates are going to increase. So my thought process was, well, that's going to make it even better to short those type of tokens after the merge, because people are going to quickly realize that increased hash rate doesn't necessarily mean rise in price action. So I was kind of curious as to what your thoughts were about that. I know a lot of people on Twitter, I see ergo this, ergo that. So is this something that long term could actually help those projects out? And then, when the market comes back, you're going to see those projects maybe outperform past performances. Or do you think it's something to stay away from because people are going to lose even more money from it?
Well, I'm a miner, so I'm going to be switching over to those different proof of work things that I can do with my graphics cards. So like, I'm not going to get rid of my equipment, even if my profitability drops slightly, because Ethereum was like the most profitable for so long. Like, I'm still going to probably switch over to like Flux or Raven or Ergo. And
Flux, that was the other one. Yeah.
And I'm just going to keep stacking that stuff and then sell it in the bull market. So it might not seem profitable now, but if the price is 2, 3, 4, 5x in a bull market, and I'm still sitting on my bag, I'm not selling it to pay off the electricity bill, then it all of a sudden becomes very profitable, where maybe I'm making 50 cents a day on paper right now, but then like come the bull market, maybe I'm making $5 a day off of each one. But I won't realize that until the bull market. I'm just going to leave my miners running, let NiceHash basically pick the most profitable algorithm during this choppy period. And because it picks the most profitable coin, the most profitable algorithms. So it's all the hashing rate gets dispersed from Ethereum proof of work. It's going to go and dilute the hashing rates of all the other proof of work coins that use similar equipment. So you're going to see those profitability rates drop temporarily on Ergo, Flux, and Raven and the other ones. You're going to see the profitability drop. Some people are going to say, "Oh, it's no longer profitable for me with the electricity costs." They're going to turn off their rigs, maybe sell their equipment. That's going to make the profitability go up a little bit. It's going to find that balance between supply and demand for profitability for people. And so eventually this hashing power is going to get distributed. It's going to be volatile, but eventually it's going to balance out. Some people are going to exit the mining game. Other people are going to stay in it. And I'm going to stay in it. Now, long term, I think these people who are mining stuff are going to see Flux, Ergo, and Raven. It's going to be on their radar more. It's going to be in their mind. It's going to be in the collective consciousness of crypto more, just like Ethereum was. Everybody with a graphics card, even if they didn't care about crypto at all, they probably knew what Ethereum was, because people were like, "Hey, are you mining Ethereum with your graphics card? Why not?" Now it's going to be Ethereum's going to be out of the picture with that for the most part. I think there might be some like Ethereum Classic or some other things, but people are going to be talking now. It's like, "Oh, you got a graphics card? Why aren't you mining Flux?" Right? What, you're leaving money on the table. And then people are going to be holding Flux and be like, "Well, what do I do with it now?" And it's going to drive that kind of like, because basically they're going to have the tokens and be like, "Oh, what can I do with these? Oh, I can stake these and make Flux nodes and earn even more money every day. Cool." And then, so I think it's going to make long-term them more profitable. In the short term, I have no idea. It's going to be volatile for both miners and speculators, I think. But once everything kind of calms down and finds like an equalization, then we're going to see probably, I think, those other ones continue going up, maybe at a faster rate than before.
Okay, because I've heard Flux. A lot of people are very excited about Flux, and I've heard a lot of very smart people. I've heard good traders, like long-term traders, say that they have a very big long-term bag on Flux. I've heard it from a number of people now. So I find that very interesting. But my concern was, or not my concern. I mean, like I said, I was looking at it from a very different perspective. But I thought that with the increased hash rate and all these miners now mining those, that wouldn't that at some point hurt that token because the supply is now higher, which is bad for price action, right? So I kind of feel like the interests of the miners are going to be against or clashing against the interest of someone buying these tokens as an investment. Am I right on this, or am I missing something?
I think having more miners will increase like the speed and security of the networks and allow them to operate faster, more securely. So I think more miners operating is going to be good for the networks. It just increases the scalability and robustness of those networks. And I think that's a good thing. It could also decrease gas prices and things like that for transactions across them as we have more hashing power going at it all at once. Like I said, there's going to be an equalization point when the miners who don't think it's profitable anymore are going to leave, and then all that hashing power from Ethereum is going to like get just like boo. It's just like going to splash on all these other ones, drop their profitability way down. People are going to leave. It's going to come back up. People are going to come back in. It's going to go down, and it's going to keep yo-yoing till it finds that balance.
Finds the balance. Okay.
And then I think it'll be, if you're a graphics card miner like me, I'm going to just keep doing this as a hobby because I've got the equipment. Why not? Even if it's not super profitable, even if I make 10 cents a day, it's fun for me and I like it. So I think me just like stacking up these coins or like learning about them as I'm mining makes me more bullish on them. Like it puts Flux on the map for me. You know what I mean? And then I look into it, and like our friend Andy, aka your friend Andy from YouTube, he made like his first $1 million because of Flux, I believe. Like he was mining Flux over the past few years, and he just held on to it, and then it like went, to the moon basically, and made him like a millionaire. And he's still super bullish on Flux. He's setting up Flux nodes. He's still mining it, and so like I don't know if you guys watch his channel, but he's been all about Flux for the past few years. He made a fortune on it, and so he's always talking about that one.
Oh, also, so I thought it was a new token. My bad.
It's been around a couple years. Quick news break. The STFU, Ships That Fly Underground game that's partnered with 100 Days Venture. I think their pre-sale early access NFT event is going on right now. And I know there's a lot of hubbub when I did my AMA with that. A lot of people have been talking about it. So anybody watching who really liked that AMA with Little Orbit, the video game company, and STFU, the AAA game that they're releasing that's going to have free to play and play to earn in like a AAA style game, that's going on right now. So I know there's like a bunch of stuff. That's probably why a lot of people are actually probably watching that live stream at the moment as that's happening. But I just want to let people know if anybody's trying to snag those pilot license NFTs, that's happening right now. And there are only like 20 of the nano tier NFTs. So those are like probably going to get snapped up. They're going to be super rare. And my wife
didn't. Solid game.
My wife said, don't do it. Like I'm like, can I buy one of these NFTs? And she's like, hell no. I still don't know what an NFT is. I'm like, it's only $1,000. She's like, are you out of your mind? And I'm like, but I could sell it for like 2,000 immediately. She's like, no. So anyway, I wanted to grab one. They're probably sold out already, but I don't know. I'm not watching it.
So I do want to add something to that. This game was created many, many years ago before the whole play to earn narrative started. This game is a legit game. It's a AAA game. This is not one of those just, created in 3 to 6 months by a few guys just try to profit off the narrative of play to earn. Very legit game, very cool game with a huge roadmap. And I will be I'll be very surprised if this game doesn't do well in the long term. So very exciting here. Thanks for reminding everyone, Alex, because that is a legit game.
It's actually made after one of my favorite childhood games called Descent from 1995, 6 Degree of Freedom, like fighter, like spaceship fighting game that was like so cool. Blew my mind as a kid. And this is like a tribute to that game's legacy, and like kind of remade it, but with like the Unreal Engine and all the cool stuff. And it's like got multiplayer, and you can there's like user generated content that you can make for other people to try to beat your map runs on. And then if you've got like the NFTs, you can make money on it. But if you don't have the NFTs and you're just playing free to play, it doesn't change the gameplay at all. You can still play, get the same rewards. They're just not on-chain rewards. But if you do have the NFT, it's on-chain rewards, and you can sit here and just like play to earn kind of thing. Anyway, yeah. And like you said, it's AAA. They've been developing it for over 7 years, and they put millions of dollars into the development of it. So yeah, I'm legit. Excited about it.
It's legit. Yeah. It's actually legit. Austin, we got a question for you. Any news on Titano?
Not really, man. I had a few people reach out to me, asking like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just focusing on my content right now. I got into a point right after that whole liquid capital debacle where, I don't want to be attached to like DeFi degen type of projects. Like I'm just me. I'm a dude that likes to create content. And, I was just like, I want to step back and just really focus on my craft and what I fell in love doing. So, that's what I'm doing right now. So I have no news on Titano. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're up to. I never got like, inside information. Anytime you guys heard of things, I heard of it the first time too. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Sorry, I can't answer your question.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I know that we had a couple people in Twitter ask a little bit about some of the stuff. And it's, we said we were going to talk about real estate a little bit, but a couple of people on Twitter in the last couple of weeks, Austin, did ask if you could just share a little bit more about what you're doing with the commercial side of real estate. So I didn't know if you want to share a little bit there.
Yeah. So the only thing I've ever done commercial was what's called a syndication. We talked a little bit about that, I think, in one of the past episodes. So one thing that I do with real estate is this was a way for me to, and this is for anybody that wants to, invest to scale and invest passively without taking on debt on your name, because that's one of the downsides to getting in real estate. Syndications are a great way to do that. So for me, I have a 52 unit apartment complex. It was roughly a C class. I'd say probably about a C-class property. And for those of you who don't know, so we usually rate properties as real estate investors by A, B, C. And that is, A being the best, like high income area, usually doesn't do good in rentals because the properties are worth a lot of money. Most of A-class properties are homeowners. Then you get to the B-class where they're nice, but you have a lot more renters. C, a little bit medium to lower income areas, a little bit more harder to manage. And then you got D-class. We call those the war zone properties, where those are in really, really bad areas. They're really hard to maintain and manage, and that. So for the property, it was roughly in a B class, I would say C to B class, 52 unit apartment complex. We acquired it for I think it was around $3 million.
And when you say what do you mean we?
Yeah. So like a syndication, right? So a syndication is a fancy, more difficult crowd fund. Okay. So not anybody just has access to put their money into it. It's not like a REIT or something like Fundrise or an NFT project, if we were to compare it like that. This is where you have to be in the network of investors that want to invest in this, and you have to have a lot of capital. You can't just put a couple $100. Like for this property, for this apartment complex, the minimum was 25 to 50 grand just to be a limited partner. So in a syndication, you have an LP and a GP. A GP is a general partner. Those are the people that created the deal, found the deal, work the deal constantly, work with the property managers, work with the maintenance, work with anything like that. The LPs, the limited partners, which is what I am, they just supply the capital. We have no say in the futures of what they do. We don't have any say in their day-to-day operations. It is the most passive way probably to invest in real estate and also not take on debt to your name. So that's what I've done commercial. Now moving forward, what I want to do and what I've been telling a lot of people right now, I want to get into short-term real estate. I've just been very picky with my partner in Virginia. and we're still actively going through deals. I probably piss him off a little bit because I'm very, very picky, and the real estate market right now, it's a very, very unpredictable market that I want to make sure if I do get into a property, it has to make sense, because here is one, it's a little golden nugget, right? For everybody listening that wants to get into real estate, do not listen to the people that talk about real estate in a macro scale when it comes to should you invest or shouldn't you not. Real estate is the most local sensitive asset you could ever, like if we talk about Ethereum, right? Anybody can buy Ethereum. Ethereum is global. So when we talk macro, it applies to something like Ethereum. But if I were to tell you, man, real estate prices are skyrocketing, real estate prices are blah, blah, blah. Real estate prices are very, very hypersensitive to where you're investing in. So if we're talking about America, if I want to invest in cash flow, right, it makes no sense for me to invest in, say, somewhere that is high income area, somewhere that it just, you want that's more of your high appreciating real estate, kind of like high appreciating stocks or whatever you want to relate to with that. But if I want cash flow, I would look for somewhere like in Memphis, Clarksville, Tennessee. Tennessee is a great state for cash flow in general. Alabama, those types of places where it's a little bit cheaper real estate, but the rents help you with that cash flow, that supplemental cash flow that you want. So it's all about where you want to invest. So never let someone tell you that there is a real estate crash about to happen. If the numbers work and you've got quality conservative numbers, people are still buying real estate. People are still investing in real estate. Real estate's going to be here 30 years from now, 60 years from now. It's always going to be here. But yeah, that's my synopsis on the syndication commercial side.
I mean, with populations, they keep growing, or they have. Last time I checked, I mean, the population keeps growing. Not everyone can afford a home, as you know, as inflation kind of rears its ugly head. You're going to notice that a lot of people are going to need apartments, right? I mean, it's just they're going to have to rent somewhere.
That's why I love syndications. Yep, it's the most affordable places to live.
Yeah, and it's, you know, this market's been crazy. Like from the highs to, like, I just checked right now while you're talking. I just checked what Zylo says my house is worth. 216K is how much my house has dropped just in the last 45 days.
Whoa!
But you know, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to sell it. You know, but it just goes to show how like real estate is very, very like volatile as well. I mean, it is. It goes up and goes down. But you know, because it's real estate, because you know you can't just pick up and move your whole life. No one really does anything, so it has this weird stability. But it's still volatile. I mean, it still goes up and down. And I check Zylo like once a week, and you know, it was just funny. But when the prices in Austin were just going crazy, ridiculous here, right? I was just laughing, going, "Who's gonna pay that for these houses?" Like, you know, but people were doing it. And now they're wishing they didn't. So it's yeah, like it's kind of like buying stocks. I mean, in some ways, I mean, it's kind of weird.
I'm gonna tell you this, Enrique, and everybody else listening. When you hear these doomsday people, right? When you hear these doomsday people, that's like, look at the reports, look at this graph, look at this, blah, blah, blah. All this info and here's the difference between real estate and stocks, crypto, whatever else you want to talk about that can change in 30 seconds. With real estate, all that data that you all are looking at is data that had to be had to be like pulled together like a month ago, right? Or 2 months ago, or a quarter ago, because real estate moves slow. So it takes a while to compile all this data because it's local specific. It takes a lot of time and manpower and organization and all this stuff to get that data. So when you get this data from home reports and real estate, that's old, right? You can never get like data that is like a snapshot of us talking right now. You're never going to get that because you can't. It takes 30 to 60 days just to close a transaction deal in real estate. So you can't get this data like you can if we go on CoinMarketCap and we want to see what the current circulating supply of XYZ is. We can get that right now because anybody can buy and make that transaction currently. So if you are scared of getting into real estate because you hear these YouTubers like Graham Steph and Andre Jake, I love the dudes to death, but they do very clickbaity titles on when it comes to real estate. And that's just who they are. That's just their brand now. But when you see all these videos, oh my God, real estate's crash, or Meet Kevin, he does it a lot. Real estate's crashing, blah, blah, blah. It's either clickbaiting you to want to get you in there. And there are thing. I'm not sitting here trying to say real estate's the best thing in the world. There are scenarios and possibilities of the real estate market to get worse and bad, but still one great thing with real estate is if the numbers work and you run the numbers conservatively, not the best way possible in the best scenario possible, you can still make cash flow, because just like you said, Enrique, where your property has went down on paper value, you haven't sold because you can't sell. It's not like a stock. You have to live there. So if your property was a rental property, if it was an investment property and you had tenants there, if you ran the numbers perfectly, or not perfectly, if you ran the numbers good and you vetted your tenants, made sure they can afford the rent that you proposed, what does it matter if your house is worth 500 grand less than what it is? If they can afford their rent, if they have a conservative, or not conservative, if they have a reliable job that they've been in for 5 to 10 plus years, if you vetted their tenant right and you have a good property manager, doesn't matter, right? If they can afford the place, you're going to have that cash flow that you budgeted in anyway. So,
well, it actually does matter.
Sure,
but it does matter. You actually want it to drop because then you pay less in property taxes, right?
That's
there
true.
you go, right? See, there you go. Because a stupid property tax. I have a property that is, dude, I got so lucky on this property, but the taxes there are driving me crazy every single year. And that's another reason you got to be conservative with your numbers, because your numbers will change. Your expenses will change. Your property taxes, the reason why, if you're not a real estate investor and you're like, those stupid landlords keep raising rents, you know, one of the reasons why we have to raise rents, we're not greedy, fat landlords. We have inflation that increases. We have taxes that regularly get increased. So we have these expenses that slowly increase, and this is a capitalistic world. So we have to make sure our profit margins are increasing as well. So, you know, that's why that happens. What DC say here? What's up, DC? I love DC.
DC's a smart guy from a little bit he's saying here. This is fantastic. Look at that. Employer puts 15% on top of his 7.5. So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he max it out?
Huge.
Yeah.
Max
that's
that
really
out.
good.
Yeah.
Anytime, like, this isn't financial channel, this isn't financial advice, but anytime you have a 401k, any type of pension plan that gives you a match, I would always, if you consult a financial advisor, but I would always look at least matching that. When I was in the military, we have what's called a TSP, which is just a military equivalent to a 401k, and they match up to 5%. Heck yeah, I was 5% all day long.
Yeah, just max that out.
Free money.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I had a 401k. Every employer that I've worked for that had a 401k matching plan, I maxed it out to wherever they were matching it almost every time. So not financial advice, but I'm
still talking into
support
YouTube about getting me a 401k, but they haven't responded yet.
They don't respond that quickly. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've talked about how little bit that pays. It's hilarious. So Alex, you've become quite the man in DeFi. You've done a lot of the AMAs. You've talked to a lot of different projects. So you're probably pretty in the know of what's happening as far as trends. What would you say is like a big trend that you've noticed over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think the NFT thing is a trend right now. So I think people are kind of shying away from the whole rebasing and the seigniorage protocols. Are kind of maybe stepping back a little bit. And right now, DEXs and NFT utility NFTs that have some kind of like profit revenue sharing model are popular right now. GameFi gaming, I think, is always kind of evergreen, right? If it's done right. Gaming's never going to really go away. People like games, even if it's not like the most profitable thing in the world. I think GameFi is still going, you know, I don't think that's ever going to go anywhere, even if people aren't making a killing on it. I think it's just there are always going to be people who play those for fun. But yeah, so DEXs, utility NFTs, and I think right now with the Ethereum merge, a lot of people are skittish, and with JPOW about to possibly drop bombs on us again. Not literally, but figuratively dropping economic.
Dude, I'm turning my bots off when that man opens his mouth again.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are pulling out of their projects, no matter, even if they're not even attached to an asset that, like, even if it's like a paired with a stable coin, right? I think a lot of people are kind of just sitting on the sidelines in stables, waiting to see what happens after, after the rubble and the smoke and dust clears. They're gonna then start putting their pieces back on the board. So right now things have slowed down in DeFi. I've seen volume in a lot of projects has kind of slowed a little bit. And people aren't as active in the Discord and Telegram communities.
I've seen projects that did 6 figures, sometimes even touching $1 million in volume in the bull market this year. They're doing like $3,000 in the last 24-hour volume. It's with like 5 trades. It's like, dude, we are in a ghost town right now.
Yeah. So I'm showing it. Yeah. So let's talk about wine real quick, guys.
Look at that, 6.7.
And that's one of the most popular seniorage protocols.
Volume.
Yeah.
Wine had so much volume.
And the thing is, grape and wine is still very popular. If you ask people what their favorite seniorage protocols, they'll probably say this is one of them. And so like this, when people look at volume like that, they're like, oh, that's dead. I don't think it's dead. I think everything is just kind of hibernating at the moment. Well, all this crazy stuff with ETH and JPOW happens, especially with ETH, because like grape is what? That's on Avalanche. That's on AVAX, right? AVAX, so that's an EVM net blockchain. So like if the Ethereum merge got botched, that could potentially cause technical difficulties for any chain built on top of the EVM. So like I think people kind of maybe pulled money off of the EVM blockchains while this merge happened. It went smoothly, technically. And after another day or two, we'll really have confirmation, I think, that there are no like hiccups or like glitches or exploits. And then like I think we're going to see money start flowing back in. But I also think people are seeing JPOW on the horizon next week or whatever. And so they're just going to say, all right, I'm just going to wait a few more days. And I'm just going to wait and see how that plays out before I start flooding back into the EVM blockchains. So that's kind of my theory on what's happening.
Okay, so let's talk about what y'all just said, because Austin, you said when the next time Powell opens his mouth, I'm just gonna, guys, look, every time he opens his mouth, see it as opportunity. See it as opportunity, whether you're bearish or bullish or whatever. If he opens his mouth, the second he sounds like he's gonna just put a hammer on everyone, or while he's talking on another screen, have someone that can kind of decipher his riddles, because he talks in riddles. If y'all notice that, it's like first he sounds like he's going to be hawkish, then he's going to be dovish, then he's going to be hawkish. And the second that it becomes very clear what his position was at Jackson Hole, he was clear from the start. I mean, we were talking on IM, guys. I was like, dude, he's hawkish. Remember, I was like, what was I doing? I was shorting, short. So instead of getting mad at him or whatever, it's opportunity. This market allows us to make money.
Are you shorting or are you longing next week?
I don't know yet. Depends on what he says. But if it's 100 basis points, I'm going to be shorting the hell out of it. Now, you could try to front run that, and just the second it sounds bullish, hawk or not hawkish, dovish, and then you can close out your short, or you can just wait and see what he's going to do. You're going to miss out on some gains because these quants and all these people are like so smart. They're going to get on it quick. Bitcoin dropped 1,000 points in less than a minute. That was quants, right? That was bots. That was people that have programs set up too. So you do have to try to, so either you could try to front run it, but come on, guys. I mean, if we were to take a guess of whether he's going to sound hawkish or dovish, I think we can all agree he's probably going to sound hawkish, right? So you could try to front run it. I already told you guys what I'm going to do this weekend. For those of you that missed out on it, I expect maybe for a little pity bounce for the alts this weekend, maybe. But then as soon as the futures open for the traditional markets on Sunday evening, I would expect to start seeing red, and I expect to see red until he talks, because everyone's going to be scared shitless. And sorry, shouldn't cuss. But I think that's what you're going to see, and I think it's going to be a pretty red, brutal week, is what I'm thinking. And maybe he'll shock us. What day does he talk, guys? The 21st or 22nd? I can't even remember.
I'm not sure. I know it's next week.
Okay, so it's the 22nd or 21st. I think it's the 22nd, because it works out perfectly for my little little crazy EOS play, right? That
Well,
but
I just need you to send me some signals, Enrique. That's
Yeah,
all
dude.
I need to do.
I am setting.
I
Well, 'cause
did.
I
I was
said-
telling you guys on IM.
Well, I said the reason I say I'm turning off my bots is because sadly the
your
only two
bots,
bots I
yes.
have now is they're long only. There are a couple bots on
Oh.
Astrobit that do shorts, but
Okay.
my two that I have are long. So like,
Turn them off.
I don't
Yeah.
want to get wrecked.
I would turn. I
Yeah.
would turn them off, man. I would definitely.
I'm gonna turn off
because-
my bots and turn on the Enrique signal bot, which is
I am
Discord.
literally going to start an EAM crypto Enrique TA calls something channel. You'll see it coming soon. I'm gonna set
I'll
it
put
all
my
up. I'll
stuff
manage
on
it.
there.
All you gotta do is just like do your charts and just like I will pump it out to the people. Like
All right. I'll be happy to help.
I think your TA is excellent. Like some of the best I've seen in a while out here, especially like you do TA on even like DeFi stuff and like all these alts and things like that. Where if you're watching like TA for crypto or like overall markets, like you might see TA on like stocks and like Bitcoin, but not so much on some of the more on some of the smaller altcoins that have like potentially the most volatility and moves. So I don't know. I think that'd be a great idea to get something like that going. You'll see
I'd love
soon.
to. It'd be fun. Yeah.
I got something in the works.
Oh no, that'd be fun, man. I'd love to do that and have everyone just see what I'm doing. And I'm also doing a daily video now, guys. Basically, just saying what I'm doing, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. But we'll see how that goes. Speaking of that, before we wrap things up, guys, you kind of talked about something that's kind of crazy that's in my radar for like not yet, but you said something right now, Alex, that kind of reminded me of it. UFO is one that I'm watching, guys. I'm watching, and it did really well for me last year. I got a little greedy when I was up, I think like 12 or 14x or something like that.
Oh my God.
I didn't sell. I ended up only
What?
selling like at 4x or something because I bought into the hype a little too much. I got a little emotionally invested with this project, but guys, I did. It was probably my biggest goof of 2021, but not selling when I was up so much more. But this is all I'm going to say, guys. Keep this on your radar. UFO gaming. As you can see, their max supply is their total supply. They're not going to mint any more coins. They actually have some burn mechanisms as well now. But check this out, guys. I want this project, I want this coin to lose one more zero. Okay, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. I want to see a sixth zero. Now, look at this at the top. And I held at the top. My dumbass held here. I didn't sell till somewhere down here. Look how many zeros that was. 4 zeros. Okay.
Where do you find these crazy things?
Okay. I don't know how I found this one, but I can't remember. But anyways, just their market cap, got as high as 1 billion. Look at that, guys. Okay, almost 9 billion. Very close to 9 billion. Look where it is right now. 57 million. It has lost 96% almost of its value. 96%. All right. So when things turn around, these are the types of tokens that are going to make you a crap load of money, but you got to get in right, because if not, you're going to keep on getting wrecked. So just keep this on your radar, everyone. UFO gaming, a lot of people know about it. They have a very strong marketing group. They get the marketing piece of it. They seem to do a good job of getting out there. The narrative is very strong for how they're going to implement all their different things into their, I don't know anything about the team so this is not like a paid promotion or anything. I know nothing about the team. I don't know how big it is. I heard that they might be out of Australia. I don't know if that's true or not, but just keep an eye on this. It loses another zero. That's when I'm going to start DCAing into it. And then this is going to be, they talk about the 100x gems. This is one, and it plays beautifully into the play to earn narrative. Because it has all sorts of functionality with it. It's got a place where they're going to launch a lot of the play to earn games from there. They have all these different things with the metaverse. So I know that whole narrative is far away. I know that whole narrative, a lot of people maybe have gotten burned by it, but just know, guys, that this is the type of coin that can make you 6 figures off $1,000. And it's going to be a while, whether it's like 2024, 2025, who the hell knows? I am the worst when it comes to timing these things, but keep an eye on this. One more zero is what we want to see, and then we're
going to come back on this.
Yes,
we're going to come back on it.
Yeah, this is it. These are the gems that make you those 100x's. Because I know everyone always wants to say I was part of 100x. I have never been a part of 100x. This will be 100x. I'm certain of it. I'm also certain that it's going to take a very long time. So that's my little that's my little gem for you guys for today.
Okay, I'll keep that one on my radar.
And I don't think Austin agrees because he disappeared. Oh no, there he is.
Austin rage quit on us.
Hey, I'll throw $1,000 into it.
I'm
I'll throw $1,000 into it when Enrique tells me to.
Yeah, I just got to listen to Enrique.
But you don't need me. Just watch it lose another zero. Just watch it lose another zero. That's what we're waiting on. Patient.
Not when he tells me to. When I see him doing it, that's when I'm gonna do it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay. So drip.
Yes.
Yes.
Carrion Swanigan. Yes, I am. I am up to 567 drip in my faucet. I am compounding, and that's it. Like, I think I claimed like one time for gas at some point for BNB, like $20 worth of gas, but I've just compounded and compounded. I'm up to 567 drip, and I'm about to do a huge drip giveaway. So I actually haven't compounded the past week or so, just so I can stack up a whole bunch of drip to do an airdrop to my team. And it's up to like 20, almost 25 drip that I'm about to airdrop to everybody on my team. So I haven't done an airdrop in a while because Bartertown did some like no sell August event. And he said, if for whoever doesn't sell any drip in August, he's going to do like a $10,000 giveaway. So I didn't claim any drip. I don't know if that was going to break the rules or not. So I haven't done an airdrop for drip in a while, but I've got almost $200 stacked up, like 25 drip, just waiting right now. I'm probably going to do it in the next few days. So at some point, I'm about to just like give away a bunch of drip to my team. And then I'm just going to keep compounding after that. And then eventually I'll save up some more to do a giveaway and airdrop. And then I'll just keep compounding some more. That's my strategy with drip. It's crazy. I know everybody's like, take profit. And I'm like, This is my moving bag. I already wrote this one off in my head. So I'm just going to keep compounding. And if drip is wildly successful still in the next year or so, like hopefully that's going to pay off my farm, right? That's my dream, blah, 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 moonshot. But like I said, I'm at 567 drip in my faucet. It's worth $4,200 right now. I've got almost $200 ready to claim for this airdrop I'm going to do. So drip's picked back up. I don't know what's going on. I think Animal Farm's about to release again. They're talking about it. People in my Discord and Telegram communities have been talking about dogs, the new dog UI with Animal Farm. Yeah, all this stuff. I haven't dug too deep into it, but the hubbub is coming around. I see it. I see drip going up in price again. My faucet's looking fat. So I'm happy with my drip right now. So there you go, Carrie. And I hope that answers your question.
You have a lot of moonshots, Alex. I cannot wait to see where all your moonshots are in 24 months. I cannot wait.
My strategy is so dumb, right? Like I am probably I just like chuck something at the wall that I think looks promising, and like I'm like, if I lose it, I lose it.
Cardboard box in his background, or we're gonna see like a whole.
Either I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Either I'm gonna make it and one day buy 1,000 acres and make the biggest animal sanctuary in all of Florida, or I'm gonna be living on the streets. It's like that's
it's just one of those.
So I'm taking my gambles, man. But that's why I need people like these guys, because they're very like balanced, right? So we have a great balance, I think, here in terms of like Enrique's very methodical, like so methodical to the point where it's like crazy, but it works so well for him. Austin's kind of like middle ground where he's like a good mix of both. And then I'm just like off the wall moonshots. Like I love DeFi gambles. Like I have a hard time with anything else. So like you guys reel me back in and keep me like structured a bit. So I really like that.
Balance is a good thing. Austin, I did want to ask you an update. I've actually been keeping up with it ever since you put it on my radar. DAG, Constellation. Seems like it's actually kind of held up okay in the last month, considering how bad the bear market is. I mean, look at that. It kind of looks like Horde a little bit. I mean, it hasn't done much. I'm actually quite surprised. If you would have asked me a month ago how I think that this kind of asset would have done during the bear market, I would have told you that it's probably going to get crushed. But it's pretty much very, very close to where it was when we first started talking about it. What do you think is keeping it so stable during such harsh time? Because the alt should be getting crushed right now.
I mean, I don't know as far as like price action. I think with something like Constellation, right? I think price action doesn't really determine a lot on the company or the project or the business themselves. Like, we've seen so many updates and what they're doing with what Constellation as a whole is doing, and all the partnerships they've done, all the contracts they've signed with using their technology. So it's like, I think they're just continuously building, and maybe people are holding on for the long haul. It's funny that you brought DAG as we're wrapping this up, because really cool little piece of alpha here. So we got 6 people watching on Enrique. I don't know how, I don't have your channel pulled up, Alex. How many people's watching? Or we got 7 on yours.
Watching. Alex
or 12.
had,
Okay.
12,
so everybody watching here right now, you're about to
13.
get some early little cool alpha. So I'm not doing a crypto project, but I am doing
what?
So as you all know, I'm with the Cardinal House. I'm a team member of Cardinal House. We at the Cardinal House are doing something really exciting with Cardinal crew members. So it's going to be private. It's, it's kind of like if anybody's heard of Goldbridge. So my buddy Jonathan over at the Drip Farm, that's his YouTube channel. He has a project called Goldbridge. Okay. So Goldbridge, it's an exclusive member only, where you can sacrifice money. Okay. So you sacrifice your money, and it's giving to this gold day trader.
Do you guys have members only jackets?
Do we?
Sorry.
No, not yet.
Do you guys remember the members only jackets? Like,
I have one. I have one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know where it is, but like,
dude, you're like the last member. Alex is the last member,
dude. It was like maroon, and it had like little things here, dude. It was so sick.
Yes.
Man,
my dad would wear his every day.
Dude, that was my jam in high school and college. I thought
Sorry to interrupt, man.
So
I heard.
Cool.
No, you're good.
I heard members only. I got excited.
Here, I'm going to share my screen, and I'll end it on this. So it's really exciting, because it does have something to do with Constellation. That's all I'm going to say. So if you want to go over to the Twitter page, this isn't the name of the project. So this is an anonymous profile that the name of everything will be revealed when it's about out. So it's called Sleeping Giant right now. So if you want to go over there,
I'm doing it now.
Go give it a follow. You're going to get updates on exactly. I literally just created that Twitter like an hour ago. So I'm really excited, man. I can't see it. It's an extra E. So it has an extra E in the username. Here, I'll drop it.
If you look at Austin's Twitter,
I shared a tweet too
about it.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually retweet his tweet.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to Twitter, by the way. I just like and retweet anything I like. Yeah.
I'm gonna Twitter.
But yeah, so it's really exciting. It's not gonna be like if you read in my tweet, it's not gonna be this multi-million-dollar money raise, blah blah blah. No. It's not going to be flashy. It's not going to be hyped up. It's going to be something exclusive for the Cardinal House crew members. So if you want to become a Cardinal House crew member to have access to what we're about to do, go do that. It's like $50 a month. It's really not, it's not anything. And I think we provide a lot of value there. And
it's worth it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, cool. Yeah. Both of y'all are members.
I'm a member. Yeah.
It makes me excited. We just had a really like a 2-hour-long meeting yesterday, hashing the beginnings of everything we're going to be doing, and yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really excited,
dude. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited too. I'm spread so
no
thin,
Ponzi,
track of all these projects, but
no bullcrap token, nothing like that.
I'm glad you gave me the update, because like I don't spend enough time in the Cardinal crew chats like I should.
Or the voice chat. I keep forgetting about it.
There's just so much to do. I'm spread so thin.
You do a lot.
Yeah, I need to like start outsourcing some of this so I can stay on top of these awesome like projects coming out. Speaking of which, like I don't know, there's been a bunch of like news about the Kyoto thing, and I've been trying to keep up with like their developments, and like it's looking super good. So like I think we're announcing some like pretty crazy partnerships and stuff like that recently. So Enrique, I know you've got some in that too. So I would check that out as well.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, Cardinal House is definitely worth a check out, guys. I really like what they're trying to do, and they're doing some really cool things. And DeFi has gotten so much negative press over the last few months. It's so cool to see something like Cardinal House that is so positive. And you go in there, everyone's really cool. The voice chat, I've only jumped in the voice chat a couple times, and it was really cool and fun. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do it, but it's like, yeah, we all have busy lives and you forget stuff. So Austin, I have no idea that you invited the workshops. And
I've done 2 workshops with them now. Like they're
Yeah.
some of my most viewed videos, where basically they asked me to help educate their community about like EVM blockchain investigation, which I'm really good at, or like what was the other one I did? I forget how to analyze a DeFi project to see if it's a scam, kind of.
Yeah.
And I did 2 workshops like that. They like people were just like in there so positive about it. They were all like, "Thank you for the knowledge sharing." And I don't know, I like that group. And those guys are hungry, man. They are driven. They are driven young men. So I love to see that. I love the entrepreneurial spirit they've got. Like every time I look in there, they've built it up even more, and they've got more partnerships and things going on. I think Cardinal House, they're gonna just keep on building. I don't see anything stopping them. For people who come out here and try to build in a bear market and they just don't stop, like
Respect.
I think they're gonna be positioned so well come the bull market when everybody comes in here because everything's easy in the bull market. But the people out here building in the bear market, man, they got gumption. You know what I mean? So I like those guys, and they're super nice. So
one more thing, guys, because we talked about Luna last week, and I told you guys I was in a big short. So I just wanted to show that real quick. Do you guys remember where it was at when we were talking about it?
Lunacy.
It was like in the it was in the well, this one was Luna 2, right? It was in the kind of mid fives. I think it was 560 during our video. You guys ready to see where it's at now? I got out of it already, but so yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah. So I shorted it, and I down here, I think at 290 is where I got out of my short. So for those of you that decided to take on that, because I was so vocal about the fact that on stream I took a heavy short on it. Look, guys, sometimes crypto just gives you gifts, and when those gifts happen, this was a project that, as you see this huge candle right here from $2, where look, it was at $2 forever, right? Forever after all that drama went down. And then it did this, right? The whales bumped it all the way to 4x to $8. And then once it did another run, and right around here, around $6, that's when you can tell most likely it's done, right? The whales are done. And yeah, that was when the time came. So just structurally, just as far as like, education real quick, when is a good time to either sell or go fresh long on a short, or go fresh on a short. This is the kind of structure that you want to see. It's almost textbook, guys. Here, let me hide that. This is textbook, absolute textbook. You have the big wick right here, but it's going to have some more momentum. It's going to try again. You see a big wick like that, and then right here, you could. I would have no issues with someone taking a short here or selling their position. But then you saw another big wick, and then you saw not one but two. You see those 2 red candles right there, which you hadn't seen yet. You see those 2 red candles on a 4-hour after you see a high, a lower high, a lower high. And now you see 2 red candles for the first time right here at $6. That is a safe place to run a short, or that's when you know that you're long. It's time to get rid of it. So just wanted to throw that out, because this structure right here, what I'm showing right here, it's textbook. This is this is literally what they should put in the textbooks. And when you see a formation like that, a structure like that, just know that historically, if you decide to take a short there or sell, historically, mathematically, the odds are you're in favor. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's not always going to work out, but at least you put in your chips in as a huge fave. So just
did he freeze?
Oh no,
Enrique.
I thought I froze. Oh no.
Oh no, the Luna 2 whales, they got him.
The stream will now forever.
There, he's back. On. Enrique, you're back. You froze there.
Oh, for how long did I freeze?
Like 30 seconds. We thought the Luna 2 whales came after you.
They probably did. Well, anyways, did I go frozen when I showed the 2 red ones in a row?
Yeah,
it was
like candles. It seemed like you had concluded, and then you just like.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Okay. So, anyways, just want to throw that in there.
Cool, man. Well, that was a great play, a great call, and I have a bunch of people right now in my Telegram community trying to long lunacy again, and they're all excited, and they're like, "Oh, it's up 25% today or something," and so they're all.
You have a Telegram and a Discord?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm
Jesus
doing it
Christ,
all.
man.
I'm doing it all, man. Because people ask me, hey, do you have this? And I'm like, well, no, let me make one real quick. And the next thing you know, I got like a few hundred people in them. I'm actually going to make my Discord more public because you guys know it's like super private, invite
Right.
only by me. But I think I'm going to open up a portion of it to the public because a lot of people want in there. But I also want to keep some of that like intimacy and like closeness with like a lot of my like friends that I made out here where we kind of have like a secret hangout. But that my Telegram's fully public and it's wild in there. It is wild. A lot of cat gifts. I'm telling you what. Whoo-wee.
All right, so real quick, you're asking about lunacy. Now this one's
Yeah.
different because this one actually has a possibility of making it. This actually has some hardcore supporters. It's not like Luna 2 where it was just a joke.
Right.
It did break the trend line on the 4-hour. That's not bad. The negative momentum is definitely weighing down. RSI is definitely out of the bearish control zone. Okay, I don't hate someone saying that they're gonna keep their long here. Would I go in a fresh long here? I mean, anything with this is just know that you're gambling big time because this is, such a crazy volatile asset. But oh my gosh, I mean, yeah, you can't hate a long here. Look at this candle right here of volume. It's one of the higher ones on the last one. Yeah, I can see why your peeps are excited about this right now.
I just posted a screenshot of what you're showing me into my Telegram right now and saying, EAM crypto talking about Loon C right now. And they're all going to probably be happy about that.
Make sure you tell EAM crypto. EAM crypto saying this is a very risky asset. But no, I mean, technically it looks good for a fresh long right now. Absolutely. I don't see it back testing that line of support on the 4-hour. Let's see if it back tested on the 1-hour. That would make me feel better. No back test. Well, I take that back. Look at that. That's why you want to look at different time frames. It did back test it. It didn't hold a support, but it did cross back over. It hasn't back tested and held support yet. I would have preferred to see that, but no, that's fine. I mean, wow. I thought I was going to see crap.
Well, that's
I can
cool.
see why they're excited. I can see why they're excited.
Makes me happy for them in there because they're all about it. And if you guys want to join it, it's t.me/YaBonks crypto. That's my Telegram. It's on my YouTube channel. It's just YaBonks crypto on Telegram.
Okay. So I didn't know that you had a Telegram, man. So I'll definitely take a look. Austin, do you have a Discord or Telegram?
I'm in Discord, Cardinal House, baby.
Okay.
Austin had a huge Discord.
I did have a Discord. It was called Freedom Over Average. But it's like the reason I moved over to Cardinal House was because growing a Discord and actually wanting to add value. And that's how I am. Like, I don't like to just do something like, I want to make sure there's as much value there as if I'm putting my name on it. Right. And I didn't want to do a Freedom Over Average Discord where I didn't have the time, man. Building a Discord is like building a YouTube channel. And I just didn't have the time. So I was like, hey, I got 4 awesome dudes in the Cardinal House that do Discord like no one else's business. They're growing tremendously. And I feel like I could help them with what I know and what I do. And it was a great fit. So that's why I kind of merged my community over there. Because Pocket Aces, they said I was a Legion member. So that was like my premium side to my Discord. So everybody that was a Legion member just got a free membership. Well, not really a free. They still pay the Legion membership, but they're now grandfathered into the Cardinal House. Cam says, glad you merged, spent most of my time between. Yes. So see, now people don't have to choose between Freedom Over Average and Cardinal House. So it's kind of like a win-win there for both communities and myself.
Very cool.
Very cool.
It's a lot of work managing a Discord server. A lot.
Yeah,
and I even have a few people helping me. It's just like, even with that, it's so much work. Yeah,
I know. And to answer the question on my own, I don't have one on Discord or Telegram. I just don't know if I can find the time, guys. So I just don't know. I think Alex.
I am going to try to make you a bubble in mine, Enrique. Just for like,
I'm down.
I just want you to post all of your TA videos, all of your TA, just to this like one spot in my Discord, because that's one thing. Like, I think my Discord's missing is like really solid TA, especially on these altcoins and DeFi projects nobody talks about like on YouTube as much. So I think like you have an awesome niche there. All right, guys.
Set it up. I'll be happy. I'll be happy to be a part of that. Set that up.
All right, I will. Cool, guys.
Yeah. Well, I think we can end it again, guys, thank you so much for joining. I think with the two channels combined, we had usually about 20 to 25 watching, so that was really cool.
Cool.
I know last time we had a lot more, but it's because of the NFT giveaway. But guys, if you don't already follow Austin or YaBonks or myself, definitely do. We're trying to provide as much value as possible. Check us out on Twitter and all the different social media handles. And thanks for watching, guys. It's more fun when you guys are here asking questions, and we will see you next week, huh?
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for having me, guys. And I'm also going to do another giveaway and probably pick the winner maybe next week. It'll be a swag giveaway where you could get like one of these Peg Hub mugs and shirts and stuff. They gave me a bunch of free swag. I'm going to do a giveaway. So
let's do 2 giveaways because I'm actually doing a AMA with Spring Game, and we're doing a giveaway, and I'm picking 2 winners. So how about I pick one winner with my channel? I'll pick the other winner on the show Friday.
Yeah,
and
look at that.
You can do the okay.
Hey, you heard that? You don't want to miss next week's
2 giveaways. Let's do it. All right, guys.
Cool.
Take care. Thanks for watching.